Oh look, it's yet another video about yet another bloody lockdown.
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't stand this.
10 months later and we're still mired in this shit.
Stay at home. Protect the NHS. And save lives.
Another lockdown. Because the first God knows how many worked so well. The vast majority of the country was already under Tier 4 lockdown. What's Tier 5? Are you going to tag us all with electronic ankle bracelets? Are you going to have snipers positioned to take out anyone who dares open their front door? I mean, short of taking China's lead and literally welding everyone inside their homes, what's the fucking point? As author William M. Briggs points out, all lockdowns do is force people to gather in fewer places. Instead of remaining at liberty and being able to spread out under lockdown, everyone just piles into the park or onto the beach. Lockdowns are merely forced gatherings, writes Briggs. People in lockdown are allowed to venture forth from their dwellings to do essential activities like spending money at oligarch-run stores. These stores are collection points where people are concentrated. Some are allowed to go to jobs such as supporting oligarch-run stores. But don't worry, multimillionaire Premier League players will still be able to kick a ball around for the sake of transnational media empires not taking a cut in profit. But you and your mate can't play golf. What a fucking joke. Under this new lockdown, the government, in its infinite wisdom, has also banned takeaway alcohol sales. Presumably so people who turn to booze to help with severe depression can just go straight to offing themselves. Genius!
High-profile morons, which is what they've become, continuing to downplay this and to say it's not what it actually is, that will cost lives. People are going to die if they believe this is not actually a serious situation.
The issue was so serious to Piers that he jetted off to the Caribbean while demanding everyone else stay at home. So I don't get to see my parents in Spain at Christmas. But this deceitful tosspot gets to sun his carcass on an Antiguan beach, then return to breakfast TV to lecture everyone else about their behaviour. Fuck off! I'm stuck indoors with the heating on full blast, watching crap telly reruns, while he's cavorting around a luxury resort being massaged and pampered. This dickhead indulges himself in a tropical paradise, then flies back first class to publicly shame people for daring to gather outside in the freezing cold for a New Year's Eve drink. This is the same hypocritical wanker who browbeats others for not wearing masks while failing to wear one himself. Again, fuck off. And guess what? While us lot are under de facto house arrest, while we can't go anywhere, people from countries around the world continue to come and go as they please. What on earth is the point in locking your bedroom door while leaving your front door wide open? Pubs closed, borders open. They're taking the piss. Our own border patrol rescues and houses illegal boat migrants, while the COVID cops arrest a dude for hugging and harass an elderly woman for feeding the pigeons. Taking the piss. The maid announced the men's arrival. Two officers draped in dark green introduced themselves and told Dame Sybil that they had come to establish some rules. There would be a curfew at 11 PM, no groups larger than 5 were allowed in the streets, all pubs were to be closed, all arms were to be confiscated, and no boats were allowed to leave the harbour. COVID wardens? No, that's a description of the Channel Islands under Nazi occupation. According to YouGov, 79% of Brits support the UK going into another lockdown and only 16% oppose. The only explanation I can offer at this point is this. 1. People are lazy bastards who enjoy getting paid furlough money to sit on their arses. And 2. People must hate their normal lives and jobs so much that they literally never want to go back to normal. They'd rather turn into blobs satisfied to be skin grafted to their own sofa than face the real world again. Or the polls are total bullshit, and they're almost exclusively sampling permanently terrified jellyfish who have hysterical BBC breaking news alerts directly piped into their limbic system. The CDC says that 94% of people who died from COVID had other significant diseases or comorbidities. In the UK, 377 healthy people under the age of 60 have died from COVID. The average age of coronavirus fatalities is 82 years old. If you die within 28 days of a positive COVID test, that's recorded as a COVID death. Gee, I wonder why so many deaths are being blamed on COVID, but the hospitals are full. Yeah, it's winter, They're always full. Better not try to see for yourself though, or you'll be arrested. As this graph of mortality across Europe shows, the spike in winter is nothing new. More people die in winter. Remember the lockdowns of 2017 and 2018 when we had more winter deaths than we're currently experiencing? No, neither do I. Because they didn't happen. Are hospitals more overwhelmed than they would be during a normal winter? According to NHS data, in December 2019, hospital beds were 95% occupied compared to December 2020 when they were only 89% occupied. Critical care occupancy is below the 3-year average. That's a no then. But hey, look on the bright side. At least we get to see more TikTok dancing nurse videos. I mean, it's not like the family members of cancer victims who had their treatment cancelled because of lockdown complained about it or anything. I'll miss you, Dad. I only wish that I could have held your hand one last time. Still, at least they're humble about it all. Tell me, how bad is it? Already drafting my tweet. Why does the government always get away with hiding the impact of lockdown? Untreated serious illnesses, job losses, poverty, mental illness, suicide. Why is this never factored into their decision? Why do they never explain the consequences? Studies show that lockdowns cause no emotional harm. It's like waking up from a nightmare only to realise you're still trapped inside the nightmare. 3 weeks to protect the NHS. That's what we were told 10 months ago. And here we are. Will the vaccine be effective against the new strains? How many more lockdowns do we need? What's the exit strategy? Will this ever end? The WHO says there are worse pandemics to come unless we see mass resistance, which is pretty unlikely given the polls. This isn't a new lockdown. This is just a continuation of the new normal. A new normal that could go on forever. It's absolutely crucial for you to help me fight the war on free speech by supporting me via Subscribe Star, link in description, and also signing up for my free newsletter at summit.news/newsletter.